Hey y'all, Azim here. We're going to talk about some specific vertebrae, C1, C2, C3 through 6, C7, and then just a quick overview again of the different vertebrae, cervical, thoracic, and lumbar. All right, so right now what we are looking at are two vertebrae, the most rostral, most superior. We have Atlas, named after the Greek guy who, in that Greek mythology, was holding up the whole earth on his back. We've all seen those statues, I'm sure. This is Atlas, and here's Axis. Axis because it's like spinning around on this central axis. So let's take a look at Atlas first. Atlas has your standard cervical features. You've got your transverse foramina, you've got your vertebral frame and your vertebral canal. Doesn't have much of a spinous process. It's kind of there, but not really. Note it has no body. The dens, sorry, no, the C2 does have a body. There's no body for C1, for Atlas. What it does have, these broad superior articular facets. And what that allows it to do, it allows the occipital bone and the occipital condyles here to articulate with those facets and to move easily back and forth. It allows you to nod your head. So the occipital condyles of the occipital bone articulate with the superior articular facets of the atlas. That would be your Atlanta occipital joint. Atlanta occipital joint. It's a synovial joint because it can move so much. Axis looks a bit different. It still has these nice broad superior articular facets, but if you look closely at its body, it has this thing that's protruding up. That thing is called the dens. It's also called the odontoid process, but I'm going to call it the dens. This dens is basically a swivel. It's an axis. Put the two on top of each other, and now you can spin it around. Probably easier if I show you the model where it's all together already. So here, it can spin around that central axis. So that's the axis, or C2. C3 through C6, oh, I forgot to point out one more thing about C2. C1 doesn't really have a spinous process, C2 does, and what's interesting about its spinous process is that it has two little prongs for it. The term for this two-pronged spinous process is that it's bifid, B-I-F-I-D. It's a bifid spinous process. The bifid spinous process allows for ligaments going from C1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From C7, it'll go in between those bifid processes all the way up to the external occipital protuberance. So the bifid processes help stabilize those ligaments that start from C7 and going all the way up to the external occipital protuberance of your occipital bone. These are the same ligaments that would be damaged if you experience whiplash. These ligaments are meant to stabilize your neck. C3 through C6, they don't have a dens, have a relatively small body. There is no, they have a spinous process, and it is bifid. Again, it's to stabilize those ligaments. And then C7 is not bifid. It's a nice, long, protruding spinous process. It still has those transverse foramina. You can feel this at the back of your neck. It's the one that protrudes out the most at the back of your neck. And if you put your head down, you can also feel the ligaments that are extending from C7 all the way up to your external occipital protuberance. So since C7 is special, it protrudes out the most, there's a word for it, this vertebra is also called the vertebra prominens, otherwise known in English would be the prominent vertebra, vertebra prominens. Compare all of that C1, C2, C3 through 6 have generally the same shape. C7, compare that with thoracic vertebra, lumbar vertebra. Kind of look like they're smiling at you. I've been here too long. All right, hope that helped.